Hello, welcome back. So, if you want topics like these, please consider subscribing so that you will be updated with my next upload. Enjoy learning.
Hello everyone! Welcome back! I hope you are all doing well and good today. So this is Churidian at your service. In this blog, I will be talking about daily English, business English, travel English, speaking, inspirational, motivational. If you are interested to learn more, if you want learning discussions and topics, I would like to ask a favor from you. So please consider subscribing so that you will be updated to whatever learning contents that I'll be uploading in the following days and in the future. Okay, and for today's vlog, I want to be talking about what is idioms, kinds of idioms, examples. Okay, so if you're into this topic, stay tuned and let's get started. Hello. For today's discussion, I will just discuss a blog from Anthony O'Reilly. Credits and all rights belong to the rightful owner. Okay, so let's discuss what is an idiom, definition, and examples. Okay, this one, once in a blue moon, is an example of an idiom. Okay, so here, an idiom is a phrase that, when taken as a whole, has a meaning you wouldn't be able to deduce from the meanings of the individual words. Okay, so here, the phrase kill two birds with one stone is an example of an idiom. Fluent and native English speakers understand that this doesn't refer to harming birds by using stones, but that someone is completing two tasks at once. Okay, so here, what is an idiom? An idiom is a type of phrase or expression that has a meaning that can't be deciphered by defining the individual words. Appropriately, the word idiom is derived from the ancient Greek words idioma, means peculiar phraseology. Okay, so here, to understand idioms is to see the forest for the trees, or to look for the phrase as a whole rather than focusing on the individual words. Okay, so here, four types of idioms. Okay, so we have pure idioms, binomial idioms, partial idioms, and prepositional idioms. Some people may consider cliches, proverbs, and euphemism to be types of idioms as well, but we'll explain why they are different from idioms. Okay, so now let's get started to pure idiom. What is pure idiom? This is your typical idiom, the meaning of which can be deduced by its individual components. When someone says, spill the beans, they mean they're asking someone to reveal a secret, not to pour out a can of beans. Okay? So here we have binomial idiom. This idiom is a phrase that contains two words joined by a conjunction or a preposition. Some examples include by and large. Okay, so meaning everything's considered. Okay, does and don'ts, meaning guidelines on what to do and or avoid in a certain situation. And heart to heart, it means a candid conversation between two people. Okay, so number three, we have partial idiom. This idiom is one that's been shortened into one part, and the second part generally being understood by fluent speakers. People often use the partial idiom when in room, with the understanding that the other person knows the second part, though as the Romans do. Okay, so we have number four, prepositional idiom. This idiom is a phrase that combines a verb and a preposition to create a verb with a distinct meaning. The phrase agree on is a prepositional idiom that combines the verb agree with a preposition on and is used to express that you share an opinion with someone. Okay, so here we proceed to idiom versus cliche. A cliche can be an idiom, but an idiom isn't always a cliche. Okay, here, cliches are expressions or phrases that are overused to the point where they lose their meaning and indicate a lack of original thought. For example, there are few people who feel better when they hear this after a breakup. Don't worry, there are plenty of fish in the sea. That phrase has been used so often that it fails to have any impact. Okay, so here, idiom versus proverb. A proverb is similar to an idiom in that its meaning can't be deciphered by looking at the individual words. But it's different because it's used to give advice to someone else. If someone says, don't cry over spilled milk, they're telling the other person not to worry about something that has already happened. Okay, so once again, a proverb can be an idiom, but an idiom isn't always a proverb. Okay, so we have here idiom versus euphemism. A euphemism is a type of idiom that's used to discuss a sensitive or taboo topic in a polite or understated way. If Okay? Even if you're not personally made uncomfortable by a subject, there is still a chance you're using euphemism around it, simply because they're common to the point of cliche. Topics like death, sex, and money have an abundance of euphemisms. For example, he kicked the bucket is a euphemism for he died, as well as an idiom. Okay, so here let's proceed to how our idiom structured. Okay, it's difficult to define an idiom's structure because it changes from language to language, and it even varies in different regions that speak the same language. Idioms have more to do with syntax, the specific order of words or phrases, than grammar. Remember that the ancient Greek word idioma means peculiar phraseology. So the rules for how to properly structure an idiom are unique to the specific region. Okay? So here, learning the structure of a particular region's idioms take time and is often achieved by speaking with people from that area. Here, when are idioms used in writing? As mentioned above, idioms can be used to prevent your writing from appearing too dry or formal, but they can also be used to help the writer connect with a reader. If you're writing from a text and audience, and you want to describe something as large, you wouldn't just say that. Instead, you would say it's bigger in dollars, which means it's very big. This shows that the reader that you have a familiarity with the topic you're writing about. Okay, so here, other types of idiomatic usage. There is another type of idiomatic usage used by fluent English speakers, and it's called collocations or a combination of words that have specific meaning. In English, it's common to describe a backup of cars in the highway as heavy traffic. It's not common to describe it as crowded traffic, although the phrases could reasonably be interpreted the same way. The collocation heavy traffic simply sounds right to English speakers. Okay, so here, why idioms are challenging for language learners? Idioms are challenging for language learners because their meanings can't be deciphered from meanings of the individual words. It's like giving someone a jigsaw puzzle containing pieces that look like one thing, only for the finished product to be something else entirely. Okay, so here, idiom examples under the weather, meaning not feeling well. Okay, break a leg, meaning to wish someone good luck. Once in a blue moon, rarely. The ball is in your court, a decision is up to you. You can say that again, meaning that is true. Beat around the bush to avoid saying something. Hit the sack, meaning to go to bed. Kick the bucket, To die by the skin of your teeth, meaning barely made it. In this part, we'll be learning common English idioms and its meaning. Let's go!
Okay, here, up in the air, meaning still to be settled. All things considered, meaning taking all factors into consideration. On the same page, meaning in general agreement with someone. Out of work, meaning unemployed. Move up in the world, meaning become more successful. Cash strap, meaning in need of money. Flat broke, meaning having no money at all. Dime a dozen, meaning very cheap. Think outside the box, meaning try to solve a problem in an original way. Stumbling block, an obstacle or physical or abstract. Burn the midnight oil, meaning working late into the night. Thank God it's Friday. Let's be happy that the work week is over. On point, meaning good, well done, effective. Put one's face on, meaning apply cosmetics. Catch someone's eye, attract someone's attention. Okay, so here, cry your eyes out, meaning cry hard for a very long time. Okay, so here we have all ears, meaning listening willingly, waiting for an explanation. Lend an ear, meaning listen. Wet behind the ears, meaning inexperienced, immature, new to something. Pay an arm and a leg, meaning a very high cost. Change of heart, meaning a change in one's opinion or outlook. Touch one's heart, meaning affect someone emotionally. Get one's hand dirty to do the unpleasant parts of a job. Stiff necked, stubborn. Okay, so we have here eat someone's lunch, defeat someone thoroughly. Hard nut to crack, meaning a difficult problem or a difficult person. Have egg on your face, meaning they are made to look foolish or embarrassed. In a nutshell, meaning impressed in a few words. Piece of cake, meaning very easily done. Spill the beans, meaning reveal a secret. Think big, meaning consider ambitious plans. Let one's hair down to relax and enjoy themselves. That's all.